Hello, Mr. Rubin. This is the second video for Benchmark1. In the first video, I showed how to get my program to run by running this. And in this video, I will be talking about everything that I've done so far, as well as what I want to do for the next benchmark, and what I want to do for the final submission. So currently, I'm able to press buttons, as you can see here, and it outputs that they were in fact pressed. So I have event listeners waiting to see if you press something. I also have the ability to search through some basic demonstration data. So this isn't the actual data, this is just data that I've made for demonstration purposes. So here you can see an array of all of the items that are currently in the quote-unquote database. If I type in item 1 and hit search, it shows, hey, there's item 1 being stored at location A and location C. I can also do the same thing for locations. So let's say I want to say what's at location B and search. Oh, item 2 is being stored at location B. This also has things like input validation. So if I put something that doesn't exist, it says no results found. And if I misspell location and put, say, like a capital M, a capital A, stuff like that, put like a lowercase a at the end, it'll still work. And that's great because it just changes everything to lowercase. So that's the searching feature, which I have. Up here, I will be, in the second benchmark, I would like to get exporting and importing working. So the way this will work is you will be able to add and remove items and to different locations, add and remove locations, and then export that data to a random access file, for example. And then if I take that file, I should be able to re-import it back into this to then search through it. So I have this import button as well. That's what I'm going to do in the second benchmark. In the final submission, I would like to have all of that done, as well as the ability to generate reports. So the reports will be a simple text document showing stuff like how full each location is compared to its max capacity, and just everything about, just a general overview of the database in general. The last thing I'd like to talk about is the idea of I have one entry point class and a second constants class. Now in the book, it talked about how if you want to use constant variables throughout your class, you should use a interface. I actually don't agree with this. I think that using a final public class with a private constructor is better. And the reason for this is that if I was to use an interface, I would type here implements and then the name of the interface, which would be constants. And then I would simply have to type the name of the constant to use it. So let's say I wanted to print out the constant. There's a constant I have here called version. I would be able to just print version. The problem with this is you don't know where version is coming from with interfaces, because it's kind of polluting the namespace of the main method here. So you don't know where this is coming from. I opted to use a class instead. That way, in order to use version, I have to type out the name of the class like this, constant, and then dot version. Now this way, people can know that the information is coming from this class, so it's like implied documentation. This just makes it easier to read and easier to understand. Anyway, that's the last thing I wanted to talk about. I'll see you in the video for Benchmark 2 next. But that's it for now.